my brain.
Sorry. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a sit down video. I'm not gonna lie, I did just finish the previous video, which you're gonna see 2 separate days. But I'm gonna be doing a sit down video about, let me go my notes. Lessons I've learned in my 20s and how to deal with burnout while protecting your peace. So for starters, what I want to talk about is things I've learned in my 20s. Lessons I've learned, rather, not things, because you can learn a lot of things. But lessons that I've learned in my 20s, I want to talk to you guys about. I know I do have like older viewers, but I'm pretty sure some of them are also my age or younger, maybe not too young. I want to start with putting yourself first. I feel like in our 20s, like, you might have a group of people like in their 20s who are more selfish, but then you have a group of people who are selfless. Like, they'll put everybody before them, before their self. And I kind of was like that for the longest, and I didn't realize that. Like, even though I thought I was all full of me, like I said before, it was probably more of like an outside thing, but literally, like, I would show up and try to show out for everybody else but myself. Like, I would do things for others but wouldn't have the energy to do that same thing for myself. So it's like kind of redirecting that, pouring the water into that plant but pouring it into yourself. And that is a life lesson, because if you're so focused on watering everybody else's flowers, you forget that your flowers are dying and there's not going to be anybody to water yours. So you have to be the one to do that for yourself. That can be in relationships, that can be with your own family, like always showing up or doing errands or whatever for them and forgetting to take care of you in the midst of it. If it's like you like to work out, or if you like to read or do whatever is like your self-care, and you forget to do that because you're so tied up in everybody else's thing. Like, I have a friend like that, and I tell her all the time, like, you're gonna work yourself to the ground, like to the grave, and it's not even gonna be for you. It's not even like you're working so hard for yourself, it's for everybody else. And sometimes being a good person is just about taking care of yourself, not about what you can do for everybody else. You know, we're human. We're not supposed to be like machines, and we're not supposed to be used to that extent at that. So I feel like putting yourself first, mentally, physically, emotionally, is how you show up for other people. Because if you're doing all these things for other people, and let's say they don't even like acknowledge it or recognize it, you're just hurting yourself. Like, I think taking care of yourself, genuine people will see like you put together, and that would make them want to show up for their own self, so that they don't always feel needy. If you really put it that way, because if you always have to do something for everybody, they're gonna always expect that out of you. So I feel like putting yourself first is like the first thing I have to say, because that's just step one. Put yourself first. Put God first. You know, whether if you're religious or not, put God first and have faith towards something. Learning to love being alone. Okay, this is important. You have a lot of people that are very much grown, and they still don't know how to be happy in the comfort of their soul. As y'all can see in every video, except my last vlog, you see I was with my coworker. But even then, like, every video, you see that I'm alone. Like, and I remind myself this too, like, every view I get is something that I have to do to make even one person want to watch just me. I'm not collaborating. I'm not doing a challenge. I'm not doing a prank. It's me alone dropping knowledge. And watch it or don't, I'm still going to do it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm still going to do it. But what I'm trying to say is, it's something that I genuinely like doing. I love being alone. Like, I've always loved being alone. I've never been the type to feel like dependent on somebody else being around me, like, even if they're just silent. Like, I never was like that. Like, of course you can love other people's company, I don't mind it, but I have peace with myself and my own thoughts. I feel so safe, I feel so secure. Like, sometimes being with other people, they can be judgy, or they can just not understand you, and I'm not saying that's the case for everybody or everything. No, there's people that I love being around, but it's not going to be all day, every day. Like, I genuinely like to be alone. Like, whether that's you're single or even in a relationship, you need to have your alone time. You need to have space. You need to be able to breathe and know, like, I don't have to keep checking on this person or have someone with me just to be in the room, even if we're not talking. Like, it's okay to enjoy other people's company and silence and everything, but not wanting to be alone. That's the part where I'm more so speaking to that group. Like, read a book, find a book you like, find a new show or a movie or something, and start gradually, like, just spending time learning more about yourself. Like, I guarantee if you like are a person that's always around somebody else, you don't even know what you like to do. And I've even dated somebody like that. Like, they didn't even know, they know what they used to like to do, but what do you like to do now? All you do is just what everybody else around you is doing. I am so in tune with myself. Like, I know what I need, what I don't need. I know, like, and maybe not to the fullest extent, but a lot more than what the old me knew. Like, I didn't know what I needed. I didn't know that I didn't know. Like, I just didn't know. But, and I was always, like, alone. But, like, at the same time, if you're not doing something with that alone time, you're not trying to get to know you and what you need, then it doesn't mean anything. Like, you might as well go be around other people if you're not trying to actually find out who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, how are you able to even express to somebody else what you like to do? Like, if somebody asks me, I like to write poetry. I love to write poetry. I love to sing music. I love to even make music now. Like, actually write music. And I did not used to like to do that because it was hard. But I actually found, like, a joy in that. And I found even more confidence in doing that, to where I'm able to even show somebody, like, hey, listen, like, nobody would know these things if I didn't sit and take time with myself to figure these things out. Like, I can know what I like, but if nobody else even knows anything about you, it's like, is that really what you like to do? Is that really who you are? Because it's one thing to be an introvert, and it's another thing to be unknowing and lost and uncertain of who you are. Like, that's deep. So I know what I like, and I know how to be alone. I make my own damn self laugh. And if it sounds like weird or awkward to you, then you should reevaluate your mindset, because it's not weird being your own best friend. Yes, have other friends, of course. I'm not saying just be alone, but loving to be alone and knowing how to be when you need to be is important. For sure. Very important. Having to face life without giving up. I think that is very important. Honestly, life is always going to be life. I'm going to tell you that right now. I am a vet at that. I don't know how many times I had to face something that I really didn't want to. I really, 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 really did not want to. And I wanted to give up so many times on whatever it was. Like, I just wanted to leave the environment or that place or that person. I just wanted to swallow my existence literally so many times. From the age of 8 and 9, like in middle school, like it goes back to years. And I think that's why I'm so tough and I'm able to face the most uncomfortable conversations. I'm able to face the most, like, weirdest environments. I'm able to face anything, y'all, like anything, and still come out on the other end strong-minded and strong-headed and still hold my head high no matter how that inside I'm choked up. I'm able to make it through. I'm not saying you're not going to feel it. You're not going to feel every part of it. You're not going to feel your body get warm or hot or uncomfortable or anxious or nervous or uneasy or not confident, but I know how to look confident. I done did it all that you could imagine, literally. And I still don't even know how I'm this sane. Like, something that would make another person who maybe not have as much self-control or composure, or really know that I know deep down inside I genuinely want peace. So I can't let these things kill me or break me apart into pieces. I just gotta glue myself back. One day I'm gonna have the confidence enough to read poetry to you guys, but I actually do want to go to a poetry slam first and feel more confident and, like, being personable, because my poems are very personable. But I actually would one day read that. Not today, but just certain things that I feel like could be so detrimental for somebody else. And not that it wasn't for me, but I've been thrown in the lion's den by myself. Even if I wasn't by myself, I damn sure was made sure I felt like I was by myself every single time. And that's what made me strong. Like, I think it was my father literally putting me in a place where it's like even with school, like I used to cry like I do not want to go back there, and he would console me and hug me and even cry with me. But he's like, here's some books, you're gonna go. You can't let them win, like you're gonna go. He would instill confidence in me, like you're the prettiest one in there, the smartest one, they're gonna bother you, but you have to go. Like, you have to go. And I'm like, oh my God. And I did it by myself. I'll be by myself. Like, it would go from one day being with everybody, the popular crew, to the next day, no, you're by yourself. We're gonna single you out and pick on you and bother you. And it's like, okay. So I think it started from that point, like wanting to literally not exist in that specific space. And I'm like, if I can get through this and still smile and still be kind-hearted and still be sweet and still be who I am, I'm sure I can get through the next thing. And then whatever next thing I had to face after life and after that. And I got through that, and I realized through each situation, like I had to tell my friend on the phone the other day, the friend who bracelet I lost that I was crying about, I actually recently spoke to her. And I had to tell her, like, I noticed through every situation, from a young child to, I'm still young adult, but a young child to up until my 20s and up. And it's like, I never died. Even if it felt like I was this close to, I never died. God never left me alone. Even if physically I was alone, he was right there with me, holding me up. Like, even if I was tipping over that ledge, he was holding me by my collar. Like, you're not gonna fall. You're gonna feel it, you're gonna taste it, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt bad, but I won't let you fall. Like, I won't. And it's like, that's what keeps me sane, knowing that I didn't die. That's all I can say is I didn't die. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna feel like you literally cannot breathe. In certain points in life, it's a lot. It could be a lot. Everybody's situation is completely different, but for me specifically, I've been through a lot. I'm not gonna talk about it in one video because we'll be here all day, and y'all not gonna want that, and I don't want that, because that's not who I am. I don't really have to talk about everything I go through to tell y'all I've been through some stuff. And what I can say, learning from those things, are you cannot control life, but you can control how you take life. And don't always take, and this is what I told her, don't always take that everything that's happening around you, that is being done to you. When you realize it's not being done to you, and you just have to learn through the lessons, and you have to sit through it, and God just wants to see how you'll react through that. Somebody could walk up and literally push you, and you not respond at all. God's probably going to bless you, and they're going to be cursed for doing something that they had no business doing. But if you react to that same level, to that same extent, I'm not saying don't offend yourself, but I'm just saying, for an example, like, if you react to everything in life, you're just going to kill you inside. Control the things that you control, and the things that you can't, the responses that you just shouldn't give. Let God work on that. Don't do God's job. He would have made us all God if he knew that we were strong enough to handle everything. We cannot handle everything, and I had to learn that. I could pick myself back up, but I couldn't do it alone. I had to literally have God help me. Like, none of this I did alone. I always had God literally helping me and coaching me through it, and I didn't know that at the time, that these things I was going through, I had to realize it's not being done to me. It's not that God hates me. It's not that, like, sometimes life is just weird, but focus on the things you can focus. Like, even now, I was telling a friend, I'm like, I'm not stressed out. I'm tired right now and things are weird right now, but like, I'm not stressed out. I don't even allow that to even be a thing. Like, I'm so busy being grateful and showing gratitude that I'm not gonna let this one little thing stress me out, when I know for a fact I can overcome this, because I overcame things that I couldn't even imagine being capable or strong enough to do. I did it, and I didn't even know it until I had to look back at it. Like, I really made it through the darkest times. I can do anything. I'm not saying I want to have to keep doing this, but you don't. Sometimes it's a mental thing and it's a mindset thing. Control the things that you can control, and the things that you cannot, don't. Like, let it go. Pray about it. I even pray to God, like, God, moving forward for tomorrow, I know I have something coming up where I have to have a conversation with somebody or do something. Like, I pray that he gives me the right things to say. I pray that he makes me comfortable and confident enough to do this, and to be strong on what I believe and what I want, you know, for me moving forward. pray about it. Like, just pray about it. Like,